morning, guys. Welcome back to the vlog. This is a podcast. I know last time on Wisdom Wednesday we talked about it. It was not a podcast. However, this is a podcast. And this is the first hype podcast that I'll be releasing. I think we should make this a weekly thing, guys. What do you think?
Yeah, dude.
That's what I was saying. We got to put out multiple podcasts.
Multiple podcasts. So that was my intro into the guys that are also in the podcast for today. We got Ricky and Jay Carter Martin here with me. We're going to talk about why vlogging is the future. Roll it! Okay guys, welcome back to the vlog. So first of all, we'll start with Jay Carter Martin. My man's been vlogging since like 1999. Now a lot of you guys are like, what do you mean he's been vlogging? Well, my man hasn't posted it, but he's got footage for days. So Jay, let me hear what you got going on over there, buddy.
Yeah, so one of the things, my dad always recorded all of my football games, my basketball games, the family events. And so it was always, noticeable to me like, hey, this is great to have memories. He has tapes. So, back then they used to record on VCRs. So he has literally tapes of like family get-togethers, my birthdays, from 8 years old, 6 years old.
VHSs.
Exactly. So I always knew like, it'd be cool to document all these things. So, before I knew what vlogging was, I always knew like I should document this, and my friends would always look at me funny when I would have the little cam. I started out, everybody starts out a little camcorder. Mm-hmm. So I started doing that back when I was around like 13 years old, just just so I could have a lot of stuff to look back on, and I knew it was gonna be important in the future, but I didn't know it was something that people actually did. Like they called it vlogging. So now that it's becoming more of a term and people are doing it more, it's becoming more popular, I've realized, hey, I've been documenting or vlogging for a long time now, but it's kind of cool now to look back that I have all this, videos and pictures and data from back then. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. And you made a little video. I mean, have you even posted it yet?
I'm going to post it. I made a little video of me and my girlfriend have been together for 5 years. And it's kind of cool, that I've been filming, our dates and our trips together with our friends, and I made a little video for her, kind of just, recapping our 5 years together, which is something great that I was able to do for her.
Yeah, no, it was an awesome video.
Yeah.
So we'll get to see that soon, right?
Oh, for sure. A lot of stuff is coming out soon. So
I love it. All right, moving on to my man Ricky. This guy is new into the game. How long you been doing it, Rick? 2 months?
Two, maybe 3 months if you count the very beginning when it's spaced out like a week or two in between each video, but...
Okay. Well, let me hear a little bit, why you wanted to start it and how you like it so far. I know you're doing the week challenge right now where you're making a vlog. Or you're past it. It's a 30-day challenge, right?
30-day challenge.
You just completed the week challenge, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So let me hear what you got going on and what made it go.
Well, I mean, it pretty much came down to when I first started getting some extra money where I could be able to go out and do things that, not the normal person could do, like traveling and stuff. Not everybody can travel, and whenever I was like, if I'm going to go anywhere in the world, I want to be able to document that. And I want to be able to look back on that in any way I can. And, I saw other people were vlogging. And I was like, that'd be a cool way to express myself, express how the trip was, if it was a good trip, if it was a bad trip, regardless what it was. But now that I've been doing it for, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, whatever it was, basically it's now became like a fun thing to do. It's not just about, trying to capture every moment. It's just like having fun with it and being able to create different things on like a daily basis.
Absolutely. And I think that's kind of where I started, kind of moving into me. Like I started it my biggest thing was to show my kids, right? I feel like I didn't know who my parents were as a kid. Like you had pictures and stuff. So that was kind of my thing. Is like, hey, I want them to be able to come back and like, yo, this cat was crazy. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I tell my kid, like, I was a stud, man. I was a pimp back in the day, kid. And he's like, no, you weren't, Dad. Nah, I've got kids. I still wasn't a pimp, kids, but I like to think that, I'm somewhat studly, so I can show them that. You know what I mean?
So why don't you go ahead and kind of elaborate on, why you started and also how you started and how you got to this point where you are now.
Yeah, so I was actually telling Ricky today, my very first video was a trip. We went to Chicago. And I was like, yo, we're traveling. This is going to be an awesome experience. I want to document this. And I was telling him we went and saw our uncle and our aunt that live in Chicago. And I recorded with my cell phone.
Yeah.
And I tried to I was like basing it off of other vloggers that I've watched. And it was mimic. There's a lot. But that was kind of what I used my creativity on. And I was telling him, I was like, my uncle and my aunt were extremely supportive when I made the videos.
Yeah.
Because they could easily go, what are you doing? This is weird. But they asked about it, they were interested in it, and when it came out and they saw the product, they were, yo, this is really cool. And from that moment, I was hooked. I was like, if they like it, plenty of other people will eventually start to like it and realize how cool it is. So I've told him, and I've told Caitlin, I've told Ricky today, I was like, yo, it's to my uncle and my aunt who gave me that confidence that I needed at that very vulnerable stage. You're like, yo, this is awesome. I'm like, you're right, it is.
Yeah.
So from that point on, I was like, yo, I love it.
So how'd your journey start with this 365 journey that you're currently on?
So when I did start the vlogging in Chicago, I was kind of doing it off and on. My channel grew pretty quickly. I was loving it, enjoying it, and then I just got overwhelmed and I quit. Just went cold turkey, went MIA on it. And then I was like, you know what, I need to make a challenge, I need to make a goal to hold me accountable.
Yeah.
And it started, I was like, hey, I'm just going to try to do one every single day. I was something to Caitlin, I was like, hey, let's just every day, let's make a video.
Exactly.
Boom, boom, boom. And then we went to Gary Vee.
Yeah.
And every damn day came out. From that moment on, there was no looking back.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what it kind of turned from just, hey, push myself to 365. It was like a quiet goal. Because like Ricky said the other day, you put it on the internet, you're accountable now.
Yeah,
exactly.
I put it on the internet on purpose. So
yeah,
everybody knew that I was gonna post every single day, and if I didn't, I was gonna get those messages saying, "Hey man, where you at?"
Exactly.
So
yeah. And what's cool is back when in like March, remember one of my cruise?
Yeah.
I had to make a bunch of videos for when I was leaving.
Yeah.
I made this kind of like prank video. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to
exactly.
complete
Yeah.
it. And it was cool the reaction that I got.
Yeah.
Jay hit me up. A couple of my buddies hit me up like, yo, what do you mean you're not gonna be able to finish it? I'll put send me what you got. I'll put it up.
Yeah.
Jay was like, bro, I'll vlog a week, fam. I'll make videos all day long. I'll post it up. Don't worry, I got you. Just give me the login.
Yeah,
and I had to
exactly.
tell him, I was like, no, it's all good. I'll upload it. But it was cool to see like the people like, who actually cared. Like, yo, we want to see you complete this challenge.
Exactly. That's awesome. So as vlogging as a whole, like, what's your opinion, Rick, on the future of it? What do you think it's evolved from where it started?
I mean, it's gonna be big. Honestly, where 2-3 years ago, when there was just a handful of vloggers, you know, now they're the biggest names on YouTube. So
yeah, exactly.
If you get in now, think where it's gonna be in 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be wanting to do it. Everybody's gonna want to document their life, or they're just gonna try to want to get that 10-second of fame.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw a video the other day. Casey Neistat posted a thing how he was saying, is it possible to get on YouTube or are you too late? And he said, you're not too late, but he said, is it harder to blow up? And he said, yes, he thinks it's harder. And then another guy kind of said, I don't think it is because there's more viewership now.
Exactly.
So there's more people for you to see you. And I kind of agree with both. I think there definitely is still potential in growing on this platform. But I think that this vlogging, and we've talked about it being on multiple platforms, I don't think it's about, hey, can we get big on YouTube? I think it's about building a brand.
Yeah,
and this is part of that.
Exactly. I mean, talking about that, like, people are saying, oh, now people are picking it up. Is it harder? Yeah, because people are doing it more, but it's not going to get oversaturated because you're going to follow who you like anyways. You know, there's a bunch of vloggers, there's a bunch of people creating content, but there's markets and there's niches for all of those. And, you know, consumers are going to follow and subscribe to the ones they like viewing, you know, opposed to others. So if you have something, if you're providing content for people that they can enjoy and continuously follow your brand, then you'll be fine in whatever you create. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think like subscribing, like when I first started, you're like, hey, make sure you subscribe. People are like, well, what is that? Subscribe? What do you even mean?
Yeah.
And now, when you say subscribe, like it's just, you know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And the knowledge of it, I think, is become way more mainstream media.
Exactly.
And we talked about this earlier today, actually, off the podcast, how we were talking about video, radio, and writing. It's never going to die. It's never going to go anywhere, right? Video is always going to have power. Blogs are always going to have power. And voice is always going to have power.
Yeah.
Now, depending on what's the strong point at that moment in time, that will fluctuate.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean you quit doing one thing because one thing's big.
Exactly.
Right? Voice is really starting to take over. So
Yeah.
why not record it, put the video out there, you have the voice, and then we write about it.
Exactly.
Right? I think that's kind of what it's getting to now is like, hey, you got to do all of it. You can't just do one.
You got to be on multiple platforms in order to serve those. I think something cool with vlogging too is just, you know, the having that to look back on, right? So let's say Gary Vee, we've seen his whole thing. He even talks about, imagine if he vlogged back when he was at the, you know, with the wine business, day to day, just doing his stuff. So like people like Steve Jobs, like, you know, imagine having that, or even athletes like LeBron James.
All the time with the athletes.
Imagine having LeBron James. You can wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. when he goes to his workout, see what he did that day, see what he ate that day, you know, what he's doing through his career, and just be able to look at that, you know, just to be able to follow that with him.
Athletes are missing the mark on that.
I think that's why I'm thinking with the future, I think it's going to be something where right now it's kind of still on the brink, but I think it's going to be something where in the future, you know, everybody's going to be on the ball and kind of
like a normal thing.
It's going to be a normal thing.
I mentioned that, talk about, I mean, I don't think it's going to get to this where it's a habit, but hygiene wasn't a thing back in the day in World War II. Yeah, it was non-existent basically.
Oh my God.
So in World War II, they kind of started marketing like, hey, you need to have dental hygiene, and from that point on, it was just became it's a habit now, right? You wake up, brush your teeth, go to sleep, brush your teeth. That's kind of the thing now. And I talked about that. I was like, we didn't brush our teeth back in the day, so who's to say we were not going to carry a camera around with us? And again, there's different forms of it, right? I don't think it's going to be maybe the extreme that I do it.
Yeah.
But I definitely think recording everything, documenting stuff, and like how you do it, Jay, you do it very personal. I mean, you some choose to put it out there, and you're going to. You just put it out in different forms.
Yeah, and that's one of the things like Gary Vee says, you know, referring back to him because he's a monster on social media right now. I think he's one of the, you know, basically the empire that he's building is kind of like a blueprint for all of us, just to see what he's doing. But he doesn't post any of his personal stuff online, and that's one of the things that's is crazy to me. He only posts what he does for his job and for his brand. So most of the stuff I've been recording, the reason why I haven't put it out is because it's more personal. You know, it's more stuff for my family. But at the same time, you can, you know, put those efforts into creating content like this and sharing that with the world and building a brand like this also. So
yeah, and I get asked a lot like, hey, how do you just be so transparent? Like,
yeah,
you're putting your whole personal life out there. But again, like my purpose is for my kids. Like I want them to see who I was as much as possible.
Yeah.
Right. Again, it is video, so I get to edit. I get to control what's being seen.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I've mentioned before, it's like I try to put as raw. I'm having a bad day. Like I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't like putting that out there, mainly because I'm so, you know, angry or pissed that I don't want to put anything out there.
Will you?
Every day.
Yeah,
that's
massive. Your day to day.
Yeah. Because you think, oh, I'm just sharing with people that I care about, but if your Instagram can blow up and your Snapchat can blow up, you'll be like, oh yeah, I don't care, I'll share it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like then it can go wherever.
Yeah, the only thing about Instagram and Snapchat, which I think why people don't mind sharing it, it goes away.
Just 24 hours.
Just 24 hours.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you don't feel connected to it.
Yeah.
So even if it is stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. But I think the moral of the story is, you know, vlogging is definitely the future, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, in 3 to 5 years it's going to be almost like a requirement for any type of you know, brand or association with, because then you have something to look back on, and it gives a reason for people to follow you. They feel more connected to you if they've seen your growth from day one.
Companies, everybody should really start. It's just documenting, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you keep files and files of your tax returns, right? To show, hey, how do we perform from a money standpoint, from a financial standpoint?
Yeah.
What's any difference from this? You know, you show your growth of your company versus how things operate inside the walls with communication and talking, and the people that started it, who were there from the beginning.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now think of like a small company started vlogging. You got to see the behind the scenes of everything they did for their business. Me personally, I would much rather buy from somebody I felt connected to on that level than
100%.
You know, anybody else.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah, and again, I think the athlete is a huge. I don't get it.
Brands,
I don't understand what.
Yeah, so athletes, and not only athletes too, like what you were saying, businesses and also, you know, any type of artist, music artist. So one of my favorite rap artists is Russ, and just to see, you know, maybe him in his garage or his bedroom when he was, you know, 3-4 years ago when no one knew about him. Yeah. You know, putting in his work and kind of just getting his first show, or hey guys, this is my second show, and just to see that progression, you know, that would be, you know, as a fan, that would be something that would be, you know, really valuable to me. So if they can do that now, if you can start now, even if you haven't started already, I would, you know, tremendously recommend starting to document your process.
Absolutely, and again, not for you to post it, right? It's not.
Yeah, you don't even have to post
I think when people hear vlogging, it's like, oh, I gotta post it to YouTube or Facebook. That's not it at all. I think it's your personal preference.
Yeah,
like, hey,
even
like,
if you don't post it.
And this doesn't benefit us, right? To talk about this or for.
Yeah, you don't have to post it. So like me, like, right? So I've been documenting for years, and I have, you know, a whole terabyte of data of just videos for my family's, you know, get-togethers, my trips. I'm not necessarily gonna share that with the world, but my family and my loved ones will have that.
Yeah, and kind of like what I was mentioning too is like, this doesn't benefit us by everybody vlogging, right? I mean, if you don't post it, it's not like this is benefiting us at all.
Yeah.
It's more like, hey, we see the value in this, and we really think that everybody could.
That's what it is. I think right
this.
now, like, people don't know much of it, like what Ricky said, and they don't. And that's the reason why they don't see the value in it.
Yeah, because
yet,
they're thinking,
know?
oh, well, I'll never be a big YouTuber. It's not.
It's not about that.
It's
yeah.
about pictures are huge, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of a big thing too. But when you can go back and you can see personality, you can see how you kind of were as a person. You can hear voices. It's just like basically a text message versus a phone call, right? When you're texting, there's no emotion to it, so you read it differently.
Yeah.
Versus you have that audio, you can,
Yeah.
and then you got the audio in the picture. I mean, you can't lose.
Yeah, exactly.
You got it.
All right, guys. Well, I think that was a pretty awesome first hype podcast. Ricky, thanks for stopping by and giving us your input.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you having me on, and keep going.
Absolutely. We gotta get to 365. I'm exhausted. I feel like LeBron James in the NBA Finals. Like
I feel you.
you know what I mean? I'm using all my gas.
Nah, I think you always get that runner's second wind. So
I think that second high.
So I think you're you're about halfway there. So I think it's time to just get the last leg and finish strong.
For sure.
Jay Carter with your motivation for the day.
Bars, baby. You know
Bars, baby. Bars. All right, guys. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this little twist on the vlog today. You guys want to help me close it out?
Sure.
We'll do this.
Sure.
All right, guys. So be back here tomorrow because it is every damn day. Continue to find your splatter. Stay hype and make sure you love them to your left.
And to your right.
And as always, baby.
Have a good night.
Yes, sir.